Okay, let's give you guys some practice. So this is an exam revision question, and it's grade 11. So this is pre-calculus. You're not allowed to use calculus to solve this. So find the values of the constant c for which this straight line is a tangent to this curve. Okay, so you've got to find this value c here for which this straight line is a tangent to this curve. So press pause and have a go. Remember, no calculus. So you've got to do this before calculus. Alright, anyway, press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this, this is not essential, but it really helps you to think. So draw this curve. What does this curve look like? So let's quickly draw it, sketch it. You've got one block adding another block. When x is big, it wants to do this straight line. So you've in your mind draw y equals 2x, which is a straight line going through the origin with a steepness of 2. So this is not to scale. So this is your y equals 2x. When x is small, this block will dominate. So it wants to do, in a way, 1 over x graph. It wants to do this 1 over x graph here. So when x is small, this block will dominate. So it wants to follow the 1 over x when it's small. So it's like this. When it's big, this block will dominate. So when it's big around this region here, this block will dominate. So it wants to do this straight line here and here. So in between the two, in this region, in between the two and this region, there will be a smooth transition between the two. So it would do something like this. It would do something like this. So this curve will look like this. So when you sketch it, it will look something like this. It will look something like this. So you've got your when x is big, it wants to do this. Hang on. So this is your straight line here. So when it's big, it wants to do this thing and this thing. And around the small region, this block will dominate. So it wants to do the 1 over x graph. Well, don't forget, this is very similar to 1 over x. So your overall graph will look like this. Well, anyway, your job is to find the straight line y equals x plus c, in which this straight line is a tangent to that curve. So your job is to find a value of c for which it is a tangent. C cannot be too high up, because here you've got two solutions. Well, your job is to find a c in which there will only be one intersection, not two. Okay, so bear that in mind. So to solve this, so hang on, y2. So this is your straight line here. To solve this, make y the subject, and then set this straight line to be the same as this, because you're trying to find a value of c for which the two intersect. Don't forget, there might be another one down here. Okay, so set this to be the same as this. So set this to be the same as this. So it's a matter of solving this. Remember, there should only be one solution. We don't want a scenario where there are two solutions. So really, we are trying to solve this here. So times everything by 2. Hang on. So times this by 2, that will then give you this. Times this by 2, times this by 2. Here you've got two layers. Get everything onto one layer. So times everything by x. So that will then give you this. And then this, you've got x squared here. Take away x squared from both sides, and then take away this from both sides. So that will then give you this. So this is your quadratic formula. So for you to solve this you solving this is the same as you trying to solve this. Okay, so now divide everything by 3. That will then take you to here. And now use a quadratic formula to solve this. So this is your 1. This is your b. Don't forget, this negative belongs to this b. And this is your c. This is your c. So anyway, x will then become this if you use a quadratic formula. So now realize that, well, don't forget, you've got your straight line here. You're trying to find a value of c for which there will only be one intersection. Here, to create one intersection, you need to demand that this thing equals 0, because if you don't, if this thing is not equal to 0, let's say it equals to 2, then you're going to have plus, minus, whatever over here. You're going to have two solutions. In order for you're going to have two solutions, which means you're going to be in this scenario here where there are two intersections. You don't want two intersections. You only want one intersection. So you need to demand that this equals 0, because later on you're going to have something plus minus square root of 0. Well, plus 0 and then minus 0, it's going to give you one solution. So for you to demand one solution is the same as you demanding that this equals 0. So now add 16 to both sides times 19 and then square root. Well, c equals plus minus. Remember, this plus minus is not the same as this minus here. We are talking about this being 0. We are talking about this being 0. It turns out that this thing here has two solutions. Remember, just somehow figure out that this plus minus is not the same as this plus minus, because we are talking about this block here. So this block here, well, this is going to be plus minus, so c equals plus minus 12. So what that means is this. These are your two straight lines, plus 12 and minus 12. So I know you're not allowed decimals in your exam, but this is we are just revising. So if you get a graph plot and plot 2y equals x plus 12, that will then give you this. And then 2y minus 12, that will then give you this tangent line here. So so your c is really plus 12 and minus 12. Plus 12 minus 12. Okay?